What's going on, you guys? My name is Kyle. I'm a full-time futures trader and founder of Opinicus. In this video, I am sharing my experience with the lesser known prop firm known as Elite Trader Funding, otherwise known as ETF. Now, this is quite an experience. You're going to find some surprises throughout this one. It is a little bit of a longer video, but I do think it's worthwhile if you are considering using this firm to watch the entire thing. If you guys have any questions about ETF, feel free to leave a comment down below. However, this video should give my full review and my full thoughts on the firm. Hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. All right, so let's take a look at the actual trading results. We have 10 trading days, 10 complete trading days in this elite one step account. What I'm going to do is actually take a look at this month. Been trading this the past 10 days, and I follow a very simple approach. My goal with this particular prop is just to get around $400 per day. And that's going to allow me to fall nicely within that payout window, not overdo it, right? Don't want to skew that kind of pseudo consistency rule that they have too much. So we want to keep it in the sweet spot right around there, around 400. And with 10 trading days, that puts me somewhere around 4K every 10 trading days. And so then when I do go to withdraw the maximum amount on the 50K, the 2000, I still have enough buffer. So this is something I'm actually super proud of. These results, let's take a look at them. This, even with a super high hit rate, well, super high compared to the industry average, I do tend to have a higher hit rate. This is like insanely high. This is insanely high. So you could see this month we are up 4,600 on this one account. We do have a 98% hit rate, pretty much no losses on this. Look at the equity curve. I mean, just a thing of beauty. That right there is what dreams are made of, right? And so those are the results. Here we have it, everything shown. Let me know what you guys think of that. Definitely got on a nice streak with this account, and especially just keeping the narrow focus. Is this sustainable? Definitely not, right? But still hit a nice little streak there. Something I'm quite proud of. So I just wanted to share that. Let's actually get into the withdrawal. So I go back to their dashboard. You can see here's the 50K elite account, one step evaluation. We got the request payout button highlighted there. Now, of course, I do have clearly a number of other accounts here that I'm currently working on. One of them I just passed, and what I'm assuming this payout goes through and this prop firm is legit. What I'm hoping to do here is link 20 of these accounts together to really maximize the leverage. Now, if you guys have been following along with the channel and following along with my journey with the prop firms, you know I tried this exact thing with Apex and did not have a good experience with Apex. Go look up that video if you missed it. But yeah, cannot recommend that firm. Everything with ETF so far has been solid. I like their dashboard. Their dashboard is not the nicest one out there, but it's straightforward. It's easy. The evaluations, I got them, I think, on like a 90% discount. So that was with our birthday sale. Evaluations are cheap, just like Apex. So it has kind of that Apex vibe to it a little bit. Hopefully not with the payouts. If they have some payout BS, I mean, we're about to find out. So let's just get into it. We can see the request payout. Here's the account. Days traded 10, right? Let's look at the details. Everything. I mean, I already showed you the back end results in Tradeovate. So this all matches. Like I said, I like to keep it right around 400 per day. So we're all good there. Now we're gonna slap that request payout button, and we're going for the full 2000, baby. All right, is this it? Do I have everything correct? 2000. Review request. Make sure all positions in this account are flat. Amount requested, amount you will receive. Okay, that's encouraging. Submit request. Here we go. Here we go. Your payout request has been submitted. Okay, so I scroll down again and we can see this account shows date requested 327, amount requested 2K, amount receivable 2K, status requested. So now it's just a waiting game. See what happens. All right, so we are back. It is Thursday, April 15th, and unfortunately, no payout on this account. We have 18 trading days now. You know, I requested the first one at 10 trading days, and we put in that request. Now, when you put in a request with ETF, you are not supposed to trade the account. So I did not trade the account during that period, but a few days passes by and I start to get a little bit concerned, like anyone, like any normal person would. Like, hey, where is the money that I requested? A proper prop firm, in my opinion, when you put in the payout request, they should pay you pretty much immediately. I mean, a lot of the top prop firms, at least the ones that I am using and that I recommend to my clients, are paying out immediately, or if they're not paying out, within the hour, there's no question about whether or not they will actually pay out. So start to get a little concerned. I actually pop into their Discord and I say, this was on April 1st. I say, those that have taken payouts, what was your audit waiting period? Because, you have to deal with this audit period, as they call it, while they review all your trades. I'm just trying to get a sense of how many days on average were people waiting for their payout. So we put in the payout 27th. This was April 1st. I gave it a few days and I'm trying to pull actual users. Of course, I get a bot response. And one thing that kind of popped out to me on the bot response is that they do process payouts daily, but if your payout is approved, they only submit the money on Wednesday. So if you get approved on a Thursday, now you have to wait another week to get your money. It's just like, oh my God, that some of these prop firms just, it's like, why are you doing this? Why do you want to have such a terrible product? I mean, you look at some of the competitors. Anyway, I won't go down that road. So we're asking around in the Discord, and on that same day, I actually see this. This guy ended up having his payout declined for a VPN, which, again, in my opinion, this is a little bit absurd. I commented, I was like, I didn't realize so many people used a VPN. This is like news to me until I jumped into this Discord and saw how many payouts were getting declined for VPNs. And apparently, a lot of these people that are getting declined for VPN usage are saying they don't use a VPN, or they aren't sure what this is from. So that's a little bit fishy. Now, on their rules, I gather that some of these people are trading mobile, so maybe they're trading on their phone. On their rules, on ETF's rules, it says if you use Safari's private relay, that can trigger the VPN. That's actually something that I use. And so I began to become even more concerned and thought maybe we have another Apex situation here where the payout gets declined. So I tried polling some users. I didn't really hear anything. The mods keep a pretty tight leash on what goes on in the Discord there. And then on April 2nd, the very next day, I get this email. So payout is declined, not for VPN, thankfully. So no VPN declined, but declined for high frequency trading. How silly. So yeah, I do scalp some of my trades. I focus on momentum opportunities. And so some of the targets get hit pretty quickly with how I scale out of trades. It's just how I trade. And so they request I trade 8 more days. So today's the 8th day. We traded 8 days. Now, hilariously, I thought I was going to be in the clear, but I open up my P&L stats and I forget. that you need a $200 minimum P&L per day. So today I just made the 191. Oh my goodness. We've got 7,200, almost 7,300 in the account. All green days, of course, they're probably going to deny now because this one's under 200. But we'll see what happens. I'm getting ready to put in the next request right now. Now, during the course of this, I do see on April 4th, Uncle Bugatti on Twitter is spreading that this person, Okala, got their payout denied. So this was making the rounds on Twitter, VPN usage. I was not too surprised to see that based on what I saw in the Discord. But I mean, you once you've used a good prop firm and you look at or have an experience with some of these other ones, it's like get it together. I mean, this is not an enjoyable experience whatsoever. And of course, it is, it is my choice to use it. I'm doing this number one just for the review, so developing traders are aware of which products are legit. But number two, if ETF actually does pay out and they do offer 20 accounts, that's really good leverage for someone that can trade profitably like I can. So it is something that I would be interested in. And yes, the payout windows are longer, but if I can get 20x leverage, I mean, maybe I'll wait a little bit longer, right? So now after the initial denial, I did consider just throwing in the towel, canceling everything, and posting the review. That is what I did with Apex almost a little less than a year ago. That video got a lot of views. You may have seen it. A lot of the comments were like, all you had to do was trade another 8 days and you could have gotten your payout. So to satisfy some of the people that like to comment stuff like that, I went ahead and traded the next 8 days here with ETF. Let's put in the payout request and see what they say. So I've got 18 days. Of course, yeah, one of them not $200. Will they deny a payout for that since I have 17 other green days here? I have no idea. Let's see. Let's see. You never know with a firm like this. You have no idea. So request payout, current profit 7,184, max payout 2,000. So yes, 18 days in, we're going for the 2,000. All positions are flattened. We're requesting 2,000. Yep. Submit request. Your payout request has been submitted. It is Tuesday, April 15th at 7:36 p.m. local time. So hopefully the next clip in this video is me receiving the money and it is not, a week from now, but at this point my hopes aren't high. If I could get a reply by the end of the week, that would be amazing. Hopefully I don't have to trade another 8 days. We'll see. We'll see. Continue watching. We'll have the answer here shortly. All right, so we are back with a monumental update here. It's Thursday. Today's Thursday, April 17th. This morning I wake up. I get the email from Rise. I get the invitation for KYC. I'm feeling good. Like I'm thinking, all right, they're gonna actually send my $2,000 that I rightfully am due. And I'm happy about it. Everyone's always happy about a little payout action. Okay, we're feeling good. Maybe they had some issues in the past or they just didn't like the scalping I was doing, whatever. All that's resolved now. And I'm feeling good this morning. So I do all the Rise and do the KYC. I reply to their email. I'm like, good morning. I did it. I don't know if you can read this. It's pretty small, but I say some sub, which is their KYC platform, verified and Rise completed/accepted. Thank you. They reply within a few hours. They reply. They're like, hello, your payout request has been approved and is scheduled for processing on our next batch of payouts on 4/23. Sweet. We're in, baby. We're in. We got the payout. Everything is good. I'm feeling better about the firm. I'm feeling like I don't know if I would recommend them, but I'm at least they pay. Like they're legit. At least they pay. And look at this next email. Less than 2 hours later, we get a hello. I stand corrected. Your payout request is currently under review. Payout audits typically take 24 to 48 hours. And oh man, I mean, I could not believe this. I could not believe this. You know, it if you are going to tell a customer something like, "Hey, your thing has been approved," and then go back on it, like, that's insane. I don't think let me know. Am I being unreasonable here? Is that an unreasonable expectation that a company tells you something and then they go back on it? Like, especially with something like this, like a payout, like, okay, your payout's been approved, it's being processed, and now you're going back on it? Like, to me, that's insane. I understand mistakes happen, whatever. But I mean, if I'm in the shoes of this business, I'm just going to say, yeah, you know what? We may have overlooked something or missed something, but here you go. Here's your money. And we'll double check it on the next payout. This to me, this is insane. To me, this is insane. I mean, not even didn't even hit me with like an apology, like we made a mistake. It's just like I stand corrected. Your payout's under review. So I just wanted to I wanted to jump into the Discord that they have and post this, share it with the community there. And this is also pretty funny. I mean, the way some of these prop firms treat their traders and their community, like, so I go in there, 1 minute you're approved, an hour later you're not. Nice. And of course, the mod jumps all over this same minute. The mods in there are hilarious. Anything negative, they're like jumping all over, just trying to get a handle on people, and which to me is like, hey, if you have that many people having a negative experience, maybe your product is not good. But anyway, he's like, this conversation is best followed up with the payroll team. We appreciate your patience. I'm like, buddy, there is no follow up needed. I'm just sharing my experience with the active trading community here. And this this random guy is like, yeah, stay away. They are the worst. So later on in the Discord, another mod jumps on this thing after I had replied. And of course, this is what they love to reply to everyone. They're like, follow the rules and you have nothing to worry about. Like, yeah, okay, buddy. We get it. We get it. Yeah, okay. Now, admittedly, they probably have a lot of people in here that are overlooking rules or just missing rules. Like, of course, I totally understand the rules and all of that. This is more so about the fact that they said approved and then wait a minute, it's under review. So I'm not confused about the rules or the prior denial that I received. It makes sense. Now, do I think some of those rules are BS? Yeah, of course. But I understand that's how their firm works. And so again, I reply, I'm like, I'm not worried about anything, thanks. Like I said, sharing how the payroll team engages with the traders. 1 minute you're approved, then the next they go back on their word. To me, there's like a principles thing. Again, if you guys think I'm being unreasonable, drop a comment, let me know, because I'm curious to hear what the thought process is on this. And then again, another mod just replies, this isn't standard practice. It's very possible that something caught their eye and needs deeper scrutiny. Like, all right, well, why didn't that come up before you send me all this approval BS and the KYC and all of that? So that's the update. Now, hilariously, as kind of an aside, I have this DM from someone who is allegedly part of the ETF team, and I've seen him in the ETF Discord. He is definitely a moderator in there. Look at this message sequence that I have with this guy. So, unsolicited message. Hello, Kyle. Hope you're having a great day. Question mark. Already right off the bat, I'm like, all right, this is kind of weird, but yeah, always. So here's his reply. Nice to hear. Just randomly checking out to inquire about your trading progress. I trust that you have been executing successful trades. While some have expressed concerns about their entry and exit points, I'm confident that with dedication and experience, these issues will diminish in significance. Like, this is the most chat GPT thing I've ever read. How has your overall trading performance been recently? And so I just sent him my dashboard from ETF, just showing the results. Nice to hear. Are you currently taking any courses, or you are following their trade to increase your skill and knowledge in trading? Like, what? This does not even make sense. So I'm just like, no. Follow up is, all right, there is always a room to learn from my experience and grow from my trades. I'll recommend you adopt my AI mirror trading system where you can learn from my experience and also mirror my trades and grow profit simultaneously. I believe this is a better option to approach into the markets by following my experience. I'll introduce you more to this option if you're open to. Now, obviously, there's a scam, but I just wanted to follow up and see what he's gonna say to my reply here. Now, whether or not this guy is actually like part of ETF, part of Elite Trader Funding, or he's just a mod that's trying to scam people, I have no idea. I have no idea. But here's kind of just a fun little side story that's happening with this firm. So hopefully next video, or excuse me, next clip is a received payout. I know the prior clip kind of negative, right? I'm this firm, I can't imagine, because here's where my thought process is. If you're actually like, trying to make a living trading, my main course is from a self-funded account. And so a lot of these reviews I do just for the trading community, and then to see like, all right, is this a firm that I can actually gain more leverage with something like 20 accounts? That's definitely a possibility for me where I can get a bunch of leverage. And so I'm interested in these sorts of things. But if you are like a developing trader just coming up and you have to jump through all these hoops, I mean, this is like actually insane. Like I mean, it's no wonder so many people blow through these accounts and get all pissed off and just like go on tilt because what they make you try and do, and this is coming from someone that's been trading 10 years profitably, and I'm just like, this is BS. So imagine, I'm just trying to put myself in the shoes of a developing trader. Imagine, like, God, insane, insane. So yeah, crazy process with this firm, at least so far. We'll see what the next clip has in store for us. Hopefully they pay. Hopefully they pay. If they do pay, honestly, I'm going to grab more accounts, and I'm going to try and leverage the maximum 20, sort of like what I attempted to do with Apex, right? And so we'll see what we'll see how this continues. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. Hopefully we've got some good news. All right, so that clip is from April 17th. Today's actually April 29th that I'm recording the end of this video. I haven't had time until today to actually sit down and kind of finish the update here. So April 17th is where we left off. I had actually popped into the Discord later that evening, and interestingly enough, I had a fairly positive exchange. I was just reading some of the messages that were in the Discord at the time, and I noticed this individual Canwall, who you'll see right here on the screen, and he was just chatting with some of the members, and I had gathered that he was the owner. I believe this individual is the owner of ETF, and so I had actually scrolled back, found my found my post. 1 minute you're approved, an hour later you're not. Nice. And I said, hey Canwall, you sound like the owner of ETF, so I wanted to take the opportunity to offer some direct feedback. It would be awesome to have the payroll team wait to say the payout is approved when it is, rather than saying it is approved and then emailing later and saying it's not. He replied to me, he's like, this is the first time I am hearing of this. It is not common, and we are humans too. Mistakes happen. Did you follow up with the team and ask what happened? I said, totally understood. I replied, but haven't heard back. Was just very surprised to see this. You can imagine the emotion going from approved to still processed. And he said, yes, I can imagine. Sorry about that. With it being the long weekend, most of the team already checked out. We'll have a small skeleton crew coming in tomorrow. This was around Easter, mind you. And he says, hopefully they get back to you. And if not, then it should be early next week. I just said, all good. Thanks, man. And so this was actually a fairly positive exchange. I was reading some of the message and some of the messages and some of the Discord discourse he was having with some of the other members there in their ETF Discord. And I was actually I was pleasantly surprised with his demeanor and how he was talking to the members compared to some of the moderators. And so this actually gave me a little bit of hope that the payout would actually be approved, and that I was not just wasting my time and getting scammed, and that, this firm was going to be legit. And so lo and behold, the very next day, let me bring this onto the screen. April 18th, our payout is approved, baby. We get our payout approved. Hi, Kyle. Congratulations. Your payout request has been approved. Amount requested 2K. Amount you will receive 2K. So, payout approved. Now, the time from when I received that email to actually getting, let's see here. Let me take a look at my record. So, we can see in the dashboard, another screenshot I have, payout showed approved. Now, it was a 3-day. It was a 3-day approval, right? I requested 4:15 at 7:36, and then I got the approval at on 4:18. And this screenshot has a timestamp of 4:18 a.m. So pretty early in the morning there. I think it was around midnight they approved this thing. So that was solid. Now, whether or not he said anything to the team after seeing my message, I have no idea, right? If that was just coincidental or what, there's of course no way to know. Um, but I thought that was good. And so it was not until April 22nd that I actually got the 2K into my Rise account. And then, of course, if you're familiar with Rise, it's like once it's in your Rise, it's like pretty much one day to get it over into your actual bank. So there it is. There's the email confirmation. So, yes, I did get the money. Yes, they did pay out. Was it a absolute pain to go through this process? Definitely, definitely. I mean, if you watched the whole video, you saw the entire experience there. Now, would I recommend the firm? Honestly, if you're a developing trader, I think there are much better options. My favorite firm right now is Take Profit Trader. I'll actually put a link down below in the description or the pinned comment if you want to check out Take Profit Trader. Their process is much easier. Now, is ETF going to be a good alternative to, say, like something like Apex? Because again, the big draw here, at least from my perspective, is the 20 account link. Now, from what I've seen with Apex, my review and my experience with them, like I said at the start of this video, is almost a year ago. That experience was not good, but we can see that they are still in business. They are continuing to pay out traders, and they have definitely modified their rules to be a little bit more friendly. So we'll see how this goes. As of today, I have 3 funded accounts with ETF. I'm working on getting the 20, like I said. And what I'm looking to do here is actually have one that hits the payout window pretty much every single day. So I'm trying to segment them, so rather than, a lot of traders just do like the 20 lump sum. So you trade all 20 at the same time, which is what I'm going to do. But rather than having all 20 of them, because they don't let you trade them while they are kind of auditing and reviewing the payout, I'd rather have one. I put in the payout request. Okay, I stopped trading that account, and then I still have 19 others that I'm still trading. The next day, another one may hit, day number 10 for the payout request. I put in the payout request there. Okay, now we're trading 17. And so it goes so on and so forth. And so that way I'm taking payouts pretty much every single day. That's kind of my loose game plan with this. So right now we've got 3 funded accounts. I'm coming up on the next payout window for this actual specific account here within the next few days. So we'll see if they actually go ahead and approve that one as well. I'm probably not going to make a whole nother video on that. I will do another video when I have the 20 accounts linked up, and I am planning on, taking 20x payouts with this company. Now, if that ends up being a more negative experience, I'll definitely keep you guys updated. One final thing here that I did want to share that I thought was positive about the firm. Number one, I saw this update on Twitter. Look at this. So this was on April 22nd. They are doing away with the VPN and VPS. You can now use a VPN at ETF. And what was actually so incredible about this update is the fact that they decided they were going to honor payouts denied in the past 30 days. So, again, at the start of the video, if you saw, I was talking about that individual on Twitter who had posted that his payout was denied. He actually ended up getting his payout after this rule change. And this to me is definitely positive, especially the fact that they are honoring 30 days back those payouts. It's a good gesture. It's a good move from the company, and so I think this is definitely positive. It shows more trust with this particular company. So that is really good. If you've made it to the end of the video here, you do not need a VPN anymore with or you do not need to worry about a VPN anymore with ETF. So that's awesome. And then the other update that they shared was this one, which I found pretty interesting. So, one thing I may have forgot to mention is the fact that their activation fees, it was previously $80 per month or a one-time fee of I think it was like 350 or $360, which for the industry is very, very high. Right, and so they've changed it. They've changed it right here, so you can now do a one-time activation fee depending on your account size for $150, which is right in line with industry standards, and so I think that's great. That is definitely a step in the right direction, so that is really, really positive. Now, the final thing that I wanted to look at was actually the plans that they offer. If you're unfamiliar with some of the plans, they do actually have some pretty interesting plans here. And so let's take a look at let's see. Let's take a look at some of the plans. Now, what I think is pretty cool is they have a swing trading plan, which is something that you don't see all too often at any firm. So this particular firm, known as the diamond hands evaluation, you can hold overnight. You can hold overnight. You can hold overnight. So that's super uncommon. That is super uncommon. Now you can only trade two minis or 20 micros. Your drawdown's 3,500, daily loss limit 1,500, profit target 5K. But if you want to be a swing trader, this is definitely a good option, and it's a little bit of a rare option. Like, it's not really offered within the industry. Now, I'm not a swing trader, so I would not use that, but if you're looking for that, it's pretty cool. I opted for this one step evaluation, the 50K. Right now it's on sale for 1650. I have no affiliation with ETF. I'm just making this video as a review, just sharing my experience with the company. Now, their direct to funded option, I do not think this is a good option. I would avoid this option. If you want direct to funding, the straight to funding accounts that are becoming more and more popular. I would personally look at Tradeify. I would not go with this particular option. I do think right now the big draw to this firm is the 20 linked accounts and just a basic one-step evaluation. Think of like the Apex model. We're just looking to kind of mirror the Apex model here. They do have some static drawdown accounts, which is really nice. These are super cheap, 13 bucks, $30. So static drawdown just means that the drawdown doesn't move. The drawdown does not move, which is that can be really nice. That's kind of the closest thing to a personal self-funded account, like a live funded account that you funded yourself. My Funded Futures used to have a static account like that as well. They have since gotten rid of that, but that's a nice option here. The main thing to really think about if you're considering this firm is all the hoops you have to jump through with the payouts. Now, if you're okay with that and you want to kind of take advantage of some of the unique offerings that ETF has, more power to you. But hopefully this video was at the very least informational. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below or reach out to me directly in the Traders Think Tank. Thank you guys for your time, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.